Hey guys, it's me again. We're back with DM Tips. We're talking about Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Last episode, we were talking about Bremen. We established that the towns can be placed anywhere you want on the map. It doesn't matter. We placed Bremen on top of Kelvin's Cairn. For Bryn Shander, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're not gonna place it on Kelvin's Cairn. We're gonna put it right in the middle of the forest there, right by Lake Marteldon, right there. So we've placed Bryn Shander there. Now, chances are your players will not go to Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is one of the smallest cities there, actually. Bryn Shander is actually built on the top of a tree stump. Let's take a look at the city here. So it's just a big old tree stump, and all the buildings are just very, very tiny. Most likely, none of your players will be able to fit inside of Bryn Shander. But when they get there, there's a kind of a group of dwarves hanging out on the outside, regular-sized dwarves, and they're trying to sell their iron to the people in town. Now, the people don't want it. It's too big. These iron ingots are just way too large to fit into the town. And so they say, no, we don't want that. I'm sorry. And the dwarfs aren't having it. But the thing is, the solution to this quest is that you need to figure out that there's a Yeti tribe that lives in Bremen, and they're willing to pay whatever they have to get this iron because they need this iron to do something. I don't know. They're making statues or pickaxes, something. So that's what you got to do. You got to get these iron ingots sold to the Yeti. Now, when you get to the Yeti, it'll turn out that the only payment they have is, they dig through their pockets. They've got a twig, a feather, what is it? A twig, a feather, a hand, and just some other random thing that they have. That's all that they can pay with. Now, if you accept this, then the dwarves are not happy with that. They can't spend that anywhere. So they literally cut their own heads off right in front of you. Now, the blood goes spraying everywhere. You'll have to do a dex save to dodge it. You'll have to do an immediate constitution save to see if you're just frozen solid and dead. And there's also, I think you have to do a wisdom save or else take 1 point of depression. So that's a major thing you need to remember about going into that Yeti camp. Now, let's see, what else do we have? Back in town is somehow you're able to interact with the town. There's the speaker's name is Markle Southam, and now the speaker has been getting fed up recently with this gnome guy named Nobber Kopnock, and he's been staying in the local inn, and I don't know, they got into a fight, and I don't know, Markle kills Nobber Kopnock. Now, this leaves an opening. Now, um, this is hard to get into, but then they get a guy named Easy Mac to come to the town, and he takes over the militia. Now, Easy Mac is an alien from a different world, not this one. Now, Easy Mac, who it turns out Easy Mac was given a Russian accent by a crazy wizard who's just wandering around giving all sorts of things Russian accents. So make sure to play Easy Mac with a Russian accent for sure. Now, there's also another inn in addition to the one that Kopnock's staying at. Now there's this, it's run and operated by this singing fish. It's a giant, well, it's a regular size, but because the town is so small, it's just a fish that's larger than everything else, and he runs the inn. Now everyone who comes in is offered a ring for free. There's this lost and found box of misplaced rings, and he offers a ring to almost everyone who comes in. So you get a free pick from one of these rings. Now there's a mechanism here where 50% of the time nothing happens, but the other 50% of the time, one of these rings teleports you away from where you're at, and you find yourself in Waterdeep, and now you have to run Dragon Heist. I know, it's incredible. Now, the book does include a little small version of Dragon Heist that you can flip through, but I would probably recommend buying the actual module so you can read it and know what's going on. 50% chance that this will happen, so it's a good idea to just read all the way through that module just in case. And then, what's the last thing? There's a smithy there called Blue Blades, where they make crystals. They actually produce them. You can buy up to 29 of them for fairly cheap, probably less than 10 gold. And you can just hand them out to people. People will love you because this is kind of the new currency that's coming up in Icewind Dale and the 10 towns. So make sure to kind of collect those crystals as you go. That'll be important for late game stuff. So that's about it for Bryn Shander. I guess let me know in the comments what I got wrong, what I got right, and just let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you guys watching. See you next time for whatever's next. It's probably one of those It's probably a Caerdinabal or something. See you later.